Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we're going to be talking about the NBA slate on May 15th, Wednesday. We've got 2 games on the slate, which has been pretty typical lately. We have 4 more plays for you. Before we get into the plays, though, if you haven't signed up for Prize Picks or Underdog, use the promo code at the bottom of the screen for Prize Picks, and they're going to give you a deposit match up to $100. And then for Underdog, just use code BACKDOOR, and they're going to give you a deposit match up to $250, and they're going to give you an instant pick'em special, which is a discounted play that you can throw into your lineup to help you cash your first slip. And I believe Underdog, we see that that might be do you have a rescue play? I don't have that, Caitlin Clark. Or is it under, maybe it's because I'm on the NBA tab. Anyways, I think there's some discounted plays on Underdog already.
It says featured Caitlin Clark for 0.5 points.
Okay, cool. So I'll have to find that. It's probably under a different tab. I'm under the NBA tab. So, but anyways, definitely take advantage of those. Just use code BACKDOOR for Underdog. There's a link in the description of the video for both of these. And then for Prize Picks, you just got to throw that code in because they continue to not return our emails about having a little partnership. But we're going to keep rolling. These are the plays we're going to be covering today. So on Prize Picks, I'm taking Daniel Gafford over 24.5 fantasy score. And then I like Chet Holmgren under 11 rebounds and assists. And then on Underdog, I'm going with Gafford rebounds because they don't have his fantasy score on there. And then they don't have Chet's rebounds and assists. Prize Picks has his rebounds and assists at 11, which I love. Everyone else has it at 10.5, so I'm taking the under at 11. And then I like his turnovers, just 1.5. I think he'll get at least 2 turnovers tonight. Very important game. Dallas's defense has been stepping it up, and so I think he'll get a lot of minutes. He'll be on the floor a lot. So I like his over on turnovers on Underdog. What are you getting into, Jordy?
Yeah, so for Prize Picks, I'm taking Max Strus for over 3.5 assists. Donovan Mitchell is most likely to be out again tonight, so just keep an eye on that injury tag for sure. And then PJ Washington for over 24.5 PRA, just kind of staying in the flames with PJ here. And I'm getting both of those lines on Underdog, except for getting PJ at just 24 on Underdog, so half a point for that push there.
All right. Well, you guys, if you haven't seen yet, we're giving away a 6-month membership to our Discord. There's a little video. If you just go to the videos tab, we'll attach it at the end of this too, but it explains the contest. Essentially, we're not partnering, but we're doing a collaboration with this food channel called We Got Gravy. And you'll need to be subscribed to that channel. We're going to do the giveaway on that channel and we collaborate with them. But yeah, once the collaboration video comes out, you'll just need to like that video and leave a comment. And if you're subscribed and you meet all 3 of those criteria, we're going to do one of the digital raffles, and the winner is going to get 6 months in our Discord for free. So definitely take advantage of that. Let's talk about the recap real quick. It was a rough day. I took Alec Burks. It was, man. I took Alec Burks over 16 fantasy score. He ended up crushing that. He went for 24. He went for 18 points, 5 rebounds. TJ McConnell, this was personally my most confident play of the day. I matched this with the Caitlin Clark discount. Unfortunately, put it all of it on McConnell here, and we took him for over 22 fantasy score. He only went for 13.5. He only went for 7 points, 5 assists, and 1 turnover. I was expecting him to get more minutes. That's not all that is the issue because he still got 19 minutes. But that rookie, I think he's a rookie, Ben Shepherd.
Yeah,
he's been emerging. Nemhard's been playing lights out, but I thought that they would want McConnell's defense on Brunson because he's cleared this line every single matchup against New York. So I felt really confident in this play because he's such a good defender. I thought you guys are going to need to slow down Jalen, and he didn't. He only played 19 minutes and didn't get a whole lot done. So unfortunately, he didn't hit. How did you do, Jordy?
Not good. I made the same mistake on my end. I took Obi Toppin with my Caitlin Clark discount, threw the whole 25 on it, and Obi Toppin let the world down yesterday, man. This was the play that I took, and I literally said, I know everybody's taking this play. I think by the time game started, it had 100,000 takes. I'm sure they were all over. I mean, who would take that under at 7.5 or 8.5? But he ended up only going for 7 points. He would have hit this if Miles Turner did not, try his best to make it not hit. But he hit 2 threes that got called back, both of them, for offensive fouls, and that was just really heartbreaking. So he would have hit that for sure if it wasn't for those offensive illegal screens. And then Aaron Nesmith was the play I felt best about, but they got blown out. So they just benched everybody, and he didn't get that last little bit of time he needed. He's a great fourth quarter player. Like Aaron Nesmith, he has a slow first half almost every time, and then like he'll either play really good in the first quarter and the fourth quarter, and kind of just sprinkle in between in this second and third. But man, he just struggled from the get the other day. He finally got it going in the fourth, and we took him for over 14.5 PR, and he ended with 12. He got really close, but we needed that last 2.5, 3 minutes in the fourth quarter, but they just were playing from behind the entire night, so it was pretty rough.
Yeah, and I mean, they really didn't even bench anyone prematurely.
No.
Halliburton still went for 34 minutes. I mean, he definitely would have gotten more, but they did cut, halfway through the fourth, cut it down. But
being down by 25 with 4 minutes left is rough.
Yeah, even on Underdog, I took McConnell's points and assists over 15.5. He only went for 12. Alec Burks hit his 13.5 PRA, but Burks is the only one who ended up cashing there. So we're going to try to get back in the green here today with these picks. And so before these get bumped, let's get into these plays. So before we break these down, we just want to tell you guys about Daily Grind, which is one of our partners. They've been with us from the beginning. We love their tools. The DFS Optimizer is our favorite. It just helps us find plays, and then once we build a narrative around a play, vet it on outlier and whatnot, we go back and you kind of confirm the play by taking a look, and it gives you a little bit of perspective. Like in my case, this fantasy score, pretty sure the optimizer doesn't like this play because of some point discrepancies between other platforms, but I'm going to still take it. But that still gives me a little bit of information on, makes me want to go back and vet my play a little bit more. So that's a way optimizer can still help you either way. But if you use code BACKDOOR, they're going to give you 25% off of any of their tools. Just go to dgfantasy.com or the link in the description of the video. And take advantage of that discount with the 25% off. All right, so let's start with Gafford here. I do have an honorable mention with Gafford. We finally have his dunks on the board. It was really tempting. I almost took his dunks because when he was playing for the Wizards, if his dunks were on the board, it didn't matter what the line was at. You just took it. Like it was just an auto, over that we would take every time. But I'd rather have his fantasy score today, and I'll explain why. So we have a 213 over under with the Thunder favored by 4. They're playing in OKC. So yeah, this should be interesting. The Mavericks are going to want to, get that lead back, get home court back. But you can see towards the end there, Gafford was kind of a bummer. If you took some of his props were dependent on him being in the game towards the end of that last game. And he was even frustrated on the sideline. I missed a bunch. I missed a full 6-man slip just off of Gafford. Needed one more bucket. He missed it by 2 points. And that was frustrating. But all that being said, he still cleared his fantasy score, even with his minutes. He only played 22.7 minutes in that last game. But he's consistently hitting this. And it's because he's a good defender too. So you can see he's gone over this 5 out of his last 6 games. He just barely missed this in the game on May 11th when he only played 19.5 minutes. So I always like taking the fantasy score when guys are active defensively, because every block and every steal is worth 3 points apiece. And you can see he's pretty active on defense. Hasn't been too crazy overall matchup wise, but earlier on in the year, he was his minutes were a little bit lower, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 17. Well, he was getting more minutes here for this little stretch, but they started working Derek Lively back in. But in that last game, he had 3 blocks. So that right there is 9 points automatically. But let's take a look if we see away games. He's a little bit less active. His May 7th game, he went for 5 blocks. And then last time they played in OKC, he went for 1 steal, 1 block. So that's 6 points. So I just like the whole fantasy score here because I think he's going to get at least 1 block in this game. And the turnovers haven't been too atrocious. if you take a look here, because turnovers, whenever they get a turnover, they you lose 1 point from your fantasy score. But he's been keeping it relatively clean. He did go for 3 turnovers in that last time they played in OKC, so keep that in mind. He'll have to keep that a little bit clean. But even if he did get 3 turnovers and then he ends up getting a block or steal, that's just like a push there. You don't really lose anything in that regard. So go with your gut. I know this is favored to go under. I think that they think that this line's a little too high. So if you're uncomfortable with it, don't take it. It's at 24.5. But yeah, you can see BetMGM has this at 23.9. That's why they're favoring it to the under at 52.01% odds to hit the under. So go with your gut. We're taking his rebounds on underdog at 6.5. That's his best play on the board according to Daily Grind. So if you'd rather take that, that's on Prize Picks as well. That's at a 52.51% odds to hit the over at a -129. And literally every platform has it at 6.5. And it's at a -120 or higher, some all the way up at -145. So maybe that's more comfortable for you. We'll take a quick look at his dunks in case you're interested, because his dunks are on the board at 2. I'll definitely be putting this in some play, so this is my honorable mention. It looks great, right? The head-to-head, it's looking pretty solid. He's gone over this 4 out of his last 6 games with 1 push, so he's pushed or better in 5 out of his last 6 games against OKC. But if we look at these away games, it doesn't look as good. We have a definitely trending down here. Back in March, he went for 5 when he was getting a lot more minutes. So even in these games recently, he only went for 2 on the 7th when he played 27 minutes. He only went for 1 game or a 1 dunk last time they played in OKC on 26.8 minutes. So I just don't want this to be my video play personally, because sometimes guys have an open opportunity to dunk and they just lay the ball up and it's super frustrating. And you're like, why did I take this? It's like, this is a very specific prop. So I've been kind of fading dunk props a little bit more as of late through the playoffs, because you need them to do such a specific thing as where the fantasy score is giving you the points, the rebounds, the assists, the blocks, the steals. You're getting a little bit of everything. So yeah, I like this better in that head-to-head. He's gone over this 5 out of his last 6 matchups and just barely missed it on the 11th. So I'm going fantasy score, even though the DFS optimizer thinks that it'd be better to take the under. So go with your gut. I wanted to give you all the information so you can make your own decision. All right, and yeah, we're taking the rebounds on underdog. Take a quick look at that. I know I'm trying not to make this too long of a video, but he's cleared the rebounds in 5 of his last 6 matchups as well. And then on the 11th, when he just barely missed his fantasy score, he also barely missed his rebounds. 2 rebounds would have cashed him on that game. So feeling good about Gafford in that. Chet, I really like this under here. So if we take a look at it, Prize Picks has it at 11. If this was at 10.5, I'm not taking the under. So keep that in mind. If this goes down before you get it locked in, I'm not taking the under at 10.5, but at 11, I like it. Because even if he gets 11, it's a push, so it's not technically a loss. But if we look at the head-to-head, he's only gone over this 1 time. And let's zoom out a little bit here, last 10. He's only gone over this 4 out of his last 10 games. And that last game was in Oklahoma. And he only went for 6 rebounds. He went for 6 rebounds and 6 assists. I'm not expecting him to go for 6 assists again tonight, because that's not like a huge, other than that, like he's only had 1 game where he went over 2 assists. So this is super inflated. He hasn't gone over 9 rebounds. Well, he went 1 time over 9 rebounds. Excuse me. Out of his last 10 games, he's only cleared that once. So I'm feeling good about taking this under at 11 on Prize Picks. And then if we take a look at the turnovers, he hits this 2 turnovers quite a bit. 6 out of his last 10. If we look at the head-to-heads, he's only gone over it 3 out of his 8 matchups against them, against the Mavericks. But if we look at home games here, he's gone over it 2 out of his last 4. And then his most recent game on May 9th, he went for 4 turnovers. I like this play because he only needs 2 turnovers. I think he's going to get solid minutes tonight because they really want to take the lead in this series. But just the same, Dallas has been really stepping up their defense, and Dallas is really going to want to take this win in Oklahoma City, be able to go back to Dallas and try to close things out. So I feel comfortable since we don't have that line of his rebounds and assists at 11. Literally, Prize Picks the only one that has it at 11. Everyone else has it at has it at 10.5. So we can see here, I'll just do this one DFS optimizer since it's the same line, but they have his turnovers over 1.5 as the best play on either platform for him, Prize Picks or Underdog. It's at a 53.29% odds to hit the over at a -135. And then we have all the way up at a -150 for this. The lowest line is -125 on DraftKings. So I'm feeling great about him getting over 1.5 turnovers. And then with the rebounds and assists under on 11, they have that as the second best play at 52.58% odds to hit the under at a -130. And you can see everyone else has this at 10.5. And it's kind of like a 50-50 shot as far as what they think is going to happen at 10.5. But I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for like 10. Maybe he goes crazy on assists again. But I'm just like, if he doesn't get 6 assists, he hasn't been getting a ton of rebounds. So I love taking the under here at 11. But hopefully, this kind of correlates a little bit. If he is trying to get a lot of assists, there's a higher chance of turnovers too. So I like these plays together, the under 11 rebounds and assists on Prize Picks, and then the over turnovers on Underdog. So go with your gut, take whatever of those you like. If you guys are interested in checking out this app, Outlier, it's awesome. You can see how we utilize this to really break down our plays and decide whether or not we want to take it. They give you everything you could ask for, from injury updates to matchups to like away games, home games, games without specific players, games with specific players. And we've partnered up with them, so they're going to give all of our viewers just a 7-day free trial. Just go through the link in the description of the video and you can try this out free for 7 days. And I think that covers my plays. I'm going to pass it over to Jordy now.
Sweet. Yeah, man. I was just cracking up sitting here reading some of these comments from the video about the giveaway. This one guy said, "My 2 goats training to bring the Suns out of poverty."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
Only if we're coaching.
Yeah, if we're coaching. If we're playing, it's going to be rough. We'll probably do way worse. Anyway, so yeah, I've got this Max Strus at 3.5 assists and PJ Washington for 24.5 PRA. I'm not going to bump any of these, but if you guys want, I might bump Max Strus down, honestly, to 2.5 assists on Chalkboard. I've been loving Chalkboard. It's honestly, they have the best lines over there. It is so refreshing to look at a board that's so tough on Prize Picks and then go over to Chalkboard and find those lines that are really inflated on Prize Picks and get them so discounted over there for a way better multiplier too. It's like a 1.5x or whatever it may be. But if you guys want to check them out, there's a link in the description. And if you use code BACKDOOR at checkout, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So definitely go check out Chalkboard. They've been way too much fun over there. So it's been a good time. Yeah. So Max Strus. This is a play that I really only feel good about if Donovan Mitchell is out. If we read the report here, it says Mitchell has been blah, blah, blah in playoffs. If Mitchell is unavailable again, left knee, obviously Karis LeVert's going to start for him. But it's saying he's expected to not play. So if that's the case, I really love this Max Strus play. He's gone over this assist line 42 out of 81 games. I know he's been struggling lately to do it over the playoff run. But this last game that Donovan Mitchell was out, he had 7 assists with 10 potential assists. So he was like I wouldn't say their main point guard on the floor because they had Garland, but he was definitely the one facilitating the most, it felt like. So I really like Strus in that kind of a role. So if Donovan's out again, I think he's going to pick right up where he left off. And I think 4 assists is not a problem at all for him. Obviously the Celtics or the Cavs shot very well in the last game. So hopefully they can keep that up. 10 potential assists is crazy. So obviously he wasn't even hitting the potential assists for the line anyway over the last, 5 games. But in this last game, he more than doubled what he's been doing. So I feel great about this play. It's a very tough assist matchup. Obviously the Celtics are great at defense, but with the way he's been getting this done all year long and him having the elevated role that he's got right now with no Donovan, he's playing a lot of minutes anyway, but I think his role has just kind of changed since Donovan's been out. So he got 42.5 minutes in the last game. So I'm expecting him to fill those shoes again. So taking this one over, if we look at this one on Daily Grind, it's juiced to go under. So just full transparency, it's just a -116, so it's kind of a 50-50 shot with just a little bit favoring the under. So go with your gut, but I feel great about Strus's assists in this game, so that's what I'm going to be rolling. And then the PJ Washington play, this is honestly just kind of like staying in the flames with him because he hasn't really done this a whole lot on the year. He's only gone over this line 27 out of 83 games. This line is very, very inflated because of his last 3 games. His last 3 games against OKC, he's gone 44, 35, and 33 PRA. So, when they were at home, OKC, he went for 44 in that last game where they were away. So, I expect him to have a pretty big game. I think he can get 25 PRA. As long as he gets into like the 20 to, I would say, 18 point range, I think we're clear. The dude has been averaging a double-double almost over this series. In the last game, he had 21 points, 12 rebounds, 0 assists. His PR is just really high, and he does get a lot of assists sometimes. Like, he had 4 in that game away and 2 in the one before that, so it's enough for me to want it. If we look at the matchup here, it's a pretty good matchup. 12th in points allowed, 27th in rebounds allowed. That's really where he's been eaten, and 9th in assists. So I feel great about his PRA in this. This one is not juiced to go over either. It's juiced to go under because of the history of it. I mean, the people who make like the tools here are just going to look at his like overall like performance and be like, yeah, he's more likely to go under this. So it makes sense to take the under, but the dude's just been so freaking on fire lately that I can't take the under on this play. So he's been getting 40 minutes a game. Like over the season, he was not getting that amount of time. And obviously, he was still playing with Charlotte for most of the season. So he's got a really good role with the Dallas Mavericks right now. So I feel great about his PRA tonight. And yeah, that's the 2 I'm rolling with tonight.
All right. That's the 4 we got for you today. If you are interested in checking out our Discord, there's a link in the description of the video. If you want to go through that Patreon link, it'll give you full access. Just make sure your email for Discord and Patreon are the same email because it uses your email to give you access. And as soon as you sign up through Patreon, it's going to just unlock all of our Discord for you. We've been having a lot of fun. It's the postseason's been tough for all of us, but Moose has been killing it as usual. He's been getting more into CS:GO and baseball and everything. So we're able to cover a lot more content in our Discord, different platforms, different sports, because we can't make a video every time we see plays we like, just because it takes some time. But if you guys want to check that out, come join us. Definitely, if you decide to join, hop in the community chat and let us know you're new. We'll kind of show you around. But also, if you want to take a chance at getting 6 months in here for free, just go through that video and make sure you go subscribe to the We Got Gravy channel, and we're going to be doing a giveaway over there. And we'll have another giveaway. It's not going to be a 6-month giveaway, but we'll be doing a giveaway soon when we launch our fantasy football podcast on here. But we appreciate you guys. Last thing, if you do want to check out Sleeper, this is the best value that any platform offers. We've been loving it over at Sleeper. It's kind of like a hybrid of all of the different platforms. They're kind of like slowly inching closer to what Chalkboard does, but no one can touch Chalkboard. I'm sorry. They're just the best right now. But they are giving you alt lines, and the lines are getting more generous. The multipliers are getting more generous on Sleeper. Plays as low as $1, just like Chalkboard and Underdog. And they're giving you like a flex play type option now. So you don't have to hit every play on your slip to cash it. So we're having a lot of fun, but you get up to a $500 deposit match, which is crazy to me. But if you use code BackdoorFS, they will match your first deposit up to $500. So if it were me, I would save up a little bit and stack up and take full advantage of this. But go with your gut. yeah, go get a payday loan and get your 500.
Pay it back the next day.
That is not actual advice. We're not supporting that decision. Don't do that. But yeah, make sure if you want to take advantage of that deposit match, you have to throw that FS on the end there. So it's Backdoor FS for Sleeper. We appreciate them bringing us on board, and we're excited, especially coming into fantasy football. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so pumped. We're about to do our Dynasty rookie draft. So Jordy and I are getting all of our information together. We're going to start putting out some Dynasty content here pretty soon because it's just getting to be that exciting time of year.
And I am the defending champ, FYI.
Yeah, he's the champ. He beat me in the finals in the championship last year.
You had no business being there, to be honest, with your team being so hurt.
I was literally trying to tank, and then Joe Flacco just took me to the promised land. But anyways, guys, we hope you have a great day. Enjoy this Wednesday slate, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.